Thanks, honey.
Looks like whiskey.
It does. Maybe we should do witches, whiskey, and weed. I'm live, but no one's here yet. Yeah.
There you are.
Hello, hello.
I'm getting it shared now.
That's okay. I'm just kind of well, it says I'm still here by myself.
Does it?
Yeah,
Let me see what
I'm
it
all
says on
alone.
my end.
all alone.
I know why we do this. I'll help.
You gonna help me?
Yeah, I'm gonna tag everybody.
Well, it's been a minute since I've done 420 Tarot, so I'm not surprised that there's not a bunch of people here. It has been a minute again. But you can see the date behind me there, September 2nd. It is Labor Day. It's Monday, September 2nd, 2024. And this is 420-ish Tea and Tarot with Gussie and Grimm. I'm the Gussie half
I'm the
Gussie,
Grimm half.
of Gussie and Grimm. Been kind of quiet.
Yep. It's been a few days since we've been on.
Yep.
Should start seeing people rolling in here in a minute.
Okay. Well, I think I'm just gonna close my eyes and just sort of focus here. Well, Grimmer, I'm just gonna, I think
Shuffle your cards.
I'm just gonna, well, I don't know, it doesn't show me that anyone is here. Not even you.
Well, I'm not there now. I'm sharing it around.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I'll just
I'm gonna go log in.
drink my tea and chat with myself here. Give myself a tarot reading. Oh, it's wonderful that hot tea is actually doing the trick today because it's kind of chilly here in Michigan.
Yeah, when you consider 70 chilly.
Well, it feels chilly to me. I don't know.
After the several days that we've had, it does feel a little bit chilly. Jennifer Spence says hello. Christy
Hello,
Reed
Jennifer.
says hello.
And Christy?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And Vicki Hagen's here.
3 of my favorite people. Hey Vicki, how's it all the way out there in Washington State? How you doing? You've been on and off my mind the last couple of weeks. So I've been wanting to reach out. I haven't really been back on Messenger much yet. Today's my first day. And I had a reading, 2 readings today, and they went over. Imagine that. I don't know why that happens. Do you? I have no idea why someone would go over on a reading. But anyways, if you're here and you're out there somewhere, please make a comment. I'm hoping I can see comments, but I can't even see people right now. It just looks like me.
Well, we've got
Facebook
comments.
used to do better than this. How come it's like this? It used to be I could see the comments and the people.
I don't know. Facebook wants you to feel alone and isolated.
Facebook wants me to feel alone and isolated. Well, well done, Facebook. Well done. Well done.
Did I tell you Jennifer Spence is on?
Yes, you said Jennifer, Christy, and Vicki. And that's good. 3 friends, 3 folks. Before I shuffle cards or anything today, I think that we're going to do, if you're willing to do it with me, let's do a grounding prayer. Let's do a blessing for ourselves and just get reconnected that way. It's been a minute since we've been in our liminal space that we create here on the internet together. So let's refurbish. Let's do a little dusting and cleaning of our sacred space here.
20. I'm going to try something.
So as you're arriving in, if you arrive in while I'm doing this, just I guess relax with the vibe, try to get in touch with the energy that we're going to create here, and just get things rolling a little bit. So feet on the floor, butt in the chair, eyes closed if you can. Take some good deep breaths for yourself, just a few. Get yourself centered and calm. It's been a minute since we've gathered here, but still we gather. There's a lot of deep friendships that have been forged in this space. I call upon the Father, Mother, God, Goddess energy, that divine connection that sparks between each of us, each of our sovereign souls, all of us on our own journey, back to source, back to light. I ask that our ancestors join us in this space. Any of our beloved dead that are here to stand as sentinels and guardians in this lifetime. Call upon other guardian spirits as well. Angels, any from the Fey realm, animal guardians, spirit animals, familiars that have crossed over, our own past lives and our connections to the other realms that are around us in this time and space. I ask for those energies to come into the space that we've created here, clear out the cobwebs, help us find the shadows, help us to uncover what needs to be seen. It's been a minute since we've gathered here. Take some good deep breaths on your own. All energies that are here of nefarious purposes for evil doings or negative thoughts be cast aside, recycled back to the universe. Right now, you're not welcome in this space. You're not welcome here. It's for healing and growth and understanding. We ask for those beings that are here in support of our next best step on this journey with us. May the words that be said be the words that resonate. May they reflect upon each one of us in a way that helps us to understand with clarity and wisdom the direction that we're going. With this in mind and with honor in my heart, I ask for your presence here and now. And so it is. Well, hello. It is 420 Tarot. If you're making comments out there, I can't see them, but I think Grim can, right?
I'm on TikTok right now.
Oh, you're on TikTok. Okay. I don't know. It's an As the Crow Flies day because I really wasn't too sure what Spirit would guide us to chat about. I know that the topic of stepping into our own strength and power has been one of the topics of conversation recently, and I think it's a good one for all of us. We oftentimes give away our power in small, subtle ways that we don't really, are not always consciously aware that we're doing it. It might be not speaking your mind when someone says something that is, feels a bit offbeat or unsettling to you, and sometimes you might just bite your tongue rather than say anything because you don't want to stir the pot, and I get that. I totally get it. But also, at other times, it's extremely necessary to speak up for ourselves. Because if we don't speak up for ourselves, what happens is folks that see that as an opportunity to continue to take advantage will do just that. Now, it doesn't mean that they're bad or, horrible people or anything like that. It's kind of human nature. If someone gives way and you're ready to step forward, a lot of times, we humans will step forward. That is a thing. That's accurate and true. But sometimes we do it in a way that gives away our own power. It throws everything off balance. And then we're left feeling in relationships somehow like we're not completely receiving the full benefit of the relationship. I had a young woman here earlier today for a reading who was talking about how she feels like she gets to a certain level in the relationship that she's in, and then it's like she feels like they've actually turned a new corner, that there's a new part of the story about to unfold, and then he will do something inevitably to knock it back to so they're back at the first chapter again. And she's been doing this for quite a while. Some of us find ourselves in patterns with people that we continually basically feed or fuel the fire of without even knowing that we're doing it. We're unconsciously aware. And each time we do that, our power, and by our power, what I mean is our strength, our own sense of self, our sense of worthfulness and worthiness and belonging, parts of it get chipped away. Because when you continually give of yourself and you don't necessarily receive in return, it really plays a big role in your self-worth and your idea of value, of what kind of value you bring to the relationship. Now, I'm not sure why I'm saying any of this or who I'm saying it to. I just know that that's been a major conversation piece recently, and so I figured it would be worthwhile bringing up here at 420. I can see there's actually 5 of you here with me now, woot woot, and that's great considering that nobody knew I was going to go live today. But I'm feeling pretty well, and did a couple of readings this afternoon, and so felt my own strength and power, you know, to a point that I could share. Thank you for those of you that have checked in on me, checked in with Grim. It means a lot to know that you're concerned and just looking out for me. It means a great deal, actually. That whole hashtag withstanding that we share together all the time, it's nice to know that it isn't just a word with a hashtag in front of it.
You've got
I hope
several people on TikTok watching too right now.
I hope you feel similarly to what I'm saying. If you are new to this group and you haven't really done the whole withstanding thing with us, just to give you a little background on that word, a couple of years ago now, during one of our 420-ish tea and tarot, the word or the whole concept of standing together, like in a Red Rover line. Remember that game? Red Rover, let Paula come over, or whoever. That game used to be a lot of fun in elementary school, of course, but as adults, we still play Red Rover, just in a different way. It's about learning to stand together when the chips are down or when we feel a little less than. Sometimes it's good to be able to lean in on someone and have them remind you of what a remarkable and incredible person that you are. All of us have unique gifts and skills, and we all contribute to this great fabric that we call life right now. And I know I'm kind of waxing esoteric here, but I really truly feel that all of us bring something to the table. It isn't just me or Grim or, you know, one of the guild leaders. It's all of us collectively combined that make a unique and loving community, even within an online setting like this. I know it gets a little hairy when I'm not around much, because I realize that I do contribute a lot to the flow and energy of both the Purple Door and the Guilds of the Door and different online entities like that. But also just in the fact that the number of people that I talk to every day really is astounding. And I know many of you are in that list, and when I'm absent, I know that my absence is felt, and I appreciate knowing that is the case. So I don't know where else I'm going with that, Grimmer. I just thought I would say it. It's been a minute since I've been here. I should have looked. I think the last time we went live, I'll have to look back, but it might have been like August 21st.
That sounds about right, I think. Yeah.
So let's pick a card for today. Labor Day. Labor Day. There's an interesting thing. I have to look into the history of it. Every year, I should say, on Labor Day weekend, on Monday, Labor Day, there's a huge group of people that gather in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they walk across the bridge, the big bridge that connects the northern and the lower peninsula of Michigan. And I don't know, thousands of people, hundreds, thousands, probably
Easily.
thousands.
Yeah.
And they walk the 5 miles. It's a 5-mile stretch of bridge that goes across Lake Superior and Lake Michigan, where they...
I think it's still officially
Superior.
Lake
Superior.
Michigan. I don't know.
We should really know that. We've only lived in
It's
Michigan
Mackinac
for...
Bridge.
But anyways,
It's at that transition between Superior and Michigan, I think.
it's like it's up there. It's a cool bridge. If you ever get to Michigan, you really got to go check out the bridge. But a bunch of people walk across it today, and I sat there this morning drinking a cup of tea and watching. No sound, just folks walking across the bridge. I thought, you know, I love I love reoccurring events like that, that bring people together in such a way. You know, there might be I'm sure there are new people that walk across the bridge every year, but I'm also sure that there are people that have done it for decades and will probably continue to do it as long as they can walk. Well,
at the very least, it brings strangers together.
It does.
It's still a community.
It is. And I'd like to do it sometime. I think it would be fun to be up there on Labor Day and walk I don't know, can I walk 5 miles? Probably not. But I'm sure they have rest points.
And a scooter.
They must. I don't think you can use a scooter. I think they let you, I watched people push baby strollers, but.
Oh, I'm sure they don't mind, you know, what is that? The ADA would say no.
Oh yeah, the ADA would say you have to be able to. But I want to be able to walk. So it's a goal of mine. I'll
do it twice. Once for me, once for you.
No, I want to do it myself. Graham.
Oh, I'm up for the adventure, that's all.
Well, you can still walk it twice,
Okay.
but just walk it once with me, because
Okay.
I don't want to do it alone.
And then walk back and get the car.
Yeah, and then go back and get the car. But anyways, I don't know. How many of you think that would be a fun thing to do? Of course, if you answer me in a comment, I won't be able to read it, but maybe Grim could tell me that you think that might be fun. If you ever find yourself in Michigan on Labor Day weekend, and you never know, stranger things have happened, maybe we can walk across the Mackinac Bridge together. I think that would be so much. I don't know. It's something about it. I'd like to know the history of where it got started. Was it just somebody had a whim, or maybe they did it as a fundraising thing, or maybe it has some historical significance. I don't know, but I'm going to research it today after we're finished. So I'm back to giving readings again, 1 or 2 a day. If you're interested in a reading, reach out to me via Facebook Messenger or Grim, and we can set you up. I always suggest to bring something to write with, because, you know, we cover a lot of topics in a reading, and some things may jump out in your mind and other things might not. And I always think it's important. So even at 420 Tarot, if you're here, you know, grab something to write with and a pen, because you never know.
It's kind of funny. This is our first time live streaming on TikTok for the 420 Tarot. And people are doing funky little effects, giving you crowns, and at one point you had little vampire teeth.
Oh, cool. All right.
Oh, now you're wearing a garland headpiece.
Is that what people do on TikTok Live?
I guess so.
I've never actually. I am like un-TikTok-y.
Yeah, you're on the TikTok right now.
I'm on the TikTok. I'm on the TikTok, guys. So I've shuffled my cards a zillion times. You know, I always try to shuffle at least 7 times in between folks. But I've shuffled, and there's not one card popping out, not one jumper. And I'm surprised by that. Because usually by now, at least one pops out and says, hey, y'all, take a look at me for today. But let me just make sure that my intention is clear here for this group, that I would like a card that represents our own next best step right now, something that will have meaning to the whole group. And still nothing pops out. Okay, Grimmer, I'm going to ask you to choose a card.
All righty. Oh,
that's the one?
That's the one.
Ah, it's the Sun card in the reverse position. Sun is one of the major arcana, if you're familiar with the tarot. Excuse me. I'll show you what the picture looks like. I know some of you like to take a gander at it yourself. That's in the reverse. This is in the upright. I always like to look at both. Are you wanting to see that card? So what does the Sun card mean in general? It generally means that whenever I see that Sun card, I always like to think I'm pointed in the right direction. I'm headed in the right direction. Lights being cast, lights being shed down upon the situation, and things are clearly marked. You know how it is on a bright sunny day. It's easy to see. It's lovely to be outside on a bright sunny day. Of course, I love a good storm too, but that's another story for another day. This card in the reverse position, meaning that something right now that's in front of you might seem kind of overwhelming. And I don't know what that might mean for you right at this moment, but something that you might, in the quietness of your heart, maybe late at night as you're, settling in for bed, if you allow your mind to just kind of slow down and relax a little bit, it might be one of those things that if you think too much about it, you get a little sense of dread or a feeling of like almost fear, but not quite fear. It might feel like you're standing in the middle of this wide road with no indication of which direction you're really supposed to go. I want you to know that if you're finding yourself in that situation, the answer is still there. You just need to get a little better in touch with you right now. Some of you are feeling kind of disconnected right now from spirit. You're feeling like, yes, you believe in magic and you know the things that you know, but there's some kind of a disconnection. You feel sort of like apart from it, not a part of it like you did before. I want you to know it's still there. It's still a part of you. You just need to reconnect. When you go to sleep tonight, as you're drifting off, try speaking to your higher self. Remember that one? We talk to our higher selves and we ask them for guidance. We ask them for clarity. Our higher self already knows the answer. As a matter of fact, our higher self is the one that's trying to help guide us in the direction that we need to go. But sometimes we don't listen. Sometimes we let the thought of whatever is in front of us in that pathway, it gets in front of us and it looks so looming and scary and big that we decide to look over there instead or go do this instead for a while. And maybe if we don't address it, it will just kind of fade away or go away. But we all know that isn't exactly how it happens. You are still connected to spirit. You just need to take time for yourself to remember that. That means when you're drifting off to sleep tonight, allow yourself to unwind those negative thoughts and then bring in that positivity of the nighttime, knowing that you're going to rest well, you're going to sleep well, you're going to connect with who you need to connect with on the astral plane, and ask your higher self if you have a perplexing situation or something that's bringing you a bit of grief or misunderstanding. Ask your higher self to give you clear directions. This is not a time for, having to look for the synchronicities and the subtleties always. Sometimes we just like our higher selves to say, nope, this is the right way. Keep going. And trust yourself. That's always my biggest lesson. Of all the years I've been teaching, the biggest lesson is always trust yourself. Had a gal today ask me if she said, Gussie, I know that you talk to folks that have departed, that have crossed over already. And I just want to know if this friend of hers that had died a few years ago, if he was still connected to her. And my first question is, what do you think? Do you think he's connected to you? Then a lot of times people are afraid to answer. I think they're afraid to get the answer incorrect. But there really is no right or wrong answer in a situation like that, is there? It's a gut feeling that you know. If you can feel someone, if you're missing them and you call on them, or something happens and you call on them and you feel a strength behind you that you didn't feel before, that's a good knowing. That's a moment to trust yourself. It doesn't have to be an answer given to you by a psychic. It can come from within your own self, because you know you better than anyone else. And you know your own truths. It's just sometimes we don't like to listen to them, or sometimes the fear of what may be in our path gets in the way to the point that we're afraid to look further. But don't be. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. All right. There are a few of you I can see are doing a really nice job, like taking better care of yourself right now. I can feel that as I look at it. I can almost even see who I'm talking about. But there's a handful of you that have been doing better as far as what you're eating, what you're drinking, how much physical exercise you're getting. But most of all, it has a lot to do with your mental positive attitude toward things. Because remember, when we are down, if we feel that we're on the path and we can't see quite the direction that we're headed, if we feel that the sun isn't quite bright enough for us, if we feel that we're in the dark about something, or maybe someone isn't always clear, maybe we don't have all the information that we need to make a sound decision, so we feel like we're on uneven ground. I don't know where I was going with that, Grim. Some of you are doing a much better job taking care of yourself than you have in the past. I can feel that in the midst of all of this kind of chaos in the world erupting around us, and all of this anger and aggression. There are those of you that are actually blossoming in your own way. You're blossoming. It might be a subtle blossom. It might not be this big, it might just unfold ever so slightly, but you're still blossoming. Don't think for a second that you're on repeat or I don't know what the word is I'm coming up with there. In the medicine cabinet above the sink, there's Benadryl cream that will help with itching. What kind of a bug?
We think a mosquito or a spider or something. Nothing bad.
Okay. Sorry, a little disruption there from Mist. Mist had a friend spend the night last night, so she had a question. Anyways, I hope that you take this opportunity not to look at this path with the obstacles in it as a bunch of more hoops you have to jump through. And it's not, you don't always have, hold on, I'm getting too many words in my head. It's never too late to start a new path. And it doesn't mean the path that you're on is wrong or erroneous. However, you can always veer off of it a little bit. You can walk around some of those pebbles and stones. It doesn't mean you have to, deal with each and every one of them as they come along. Trust yourself to know what it is that you need to do next. Trust yourself. I think if I can remind all of you that we are still pausing for peace at 9 p.m. every night. That hasn't stopped. It's actually been growing a little bit, thanks to a lot of you that are sharing it outside of the Purple Door. In order to do that, you have to download the little Pause for Peace picture and then re-upload it and share it that way, because you can't share it directly from the Purple Door. But I know that there are other spaces and places that you can see it, and I think it's even on TikTok now. So thanks to all of you that have been helping that whole thing move forward. Remember, for us, peace it doesn't mean not having arguments. It doesn't mean not having disruption. I mean, the world is full of, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's constantly in a dualistic formation here in this realm. So we're not asking, when we say pause for peace, it doesn't mean we expect everything to just come to a grinding halt and we're going to live in this utopian society. We know that is not, we're not there right at the moment. But every time we do pause for peace, we add more peace, harmony, balance into that big collective pot that I think is really offsetting some of the negativity that is out there right now. I mean, we've been on the brink of war for months now. And I can only say that those of us that are continually praying and asking for blessings of love and understanding, that the love and understanding enters the hearts of those officials and government folks that need to make decisions at the highest level. They make them for all of us. May their hearts and minds be open to the point that they can receive a blessing, that they can receive peace and harmony in their hearts. They can see clearly from their higher selves, not some ego-driven, society-driven, capitalistic, motion that keeps things flowing. No. I'm talking about that spiritual connection to a higher source that guides us all.
Should explain what Pause for Peace is at 9 p.m. for those that don't.
Oh, for those that, right. So at 9 p.m., wherever you live, doesn't matter what time zone you're in, at 9 p.m. your time, if you are able, take a few moments or half an hour, however long you have. There's no time limit or expectation attached. But put your feet on the ground, make sure you're seated comfortably. If you can, close your eyes. Some people do light a candle instead if it's easier for you to focus that way. But take some good deep breaths for yourself, breathing in healthy healing energy and breathing out unnecessary energy. You don't need it. Your body doesn't need it. You're not using it. Send it out. Send it to be recycled by the universe. And as you do, send it with a little attachment of peace and love, because it's coming from you. It's not coming from some place of dark turmoil. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your body. And if you're in a sound space in your heart and mind, which I hope many of you are, then you are sending out peace, light, and love. We know it's not all about love and light in the world. We're just trying to do our best on balancing a bit of it.
Yeah, somebody just asked about the hole in the floor.
Oh, they want to know about the hole in the floor. Yeah.
That hole in the floor has been quite the topic of conversation here lately at the Purple Door at the old church. We don't yet know what the purpose of that, 15-foot pit is for. Was for. We do know that it is located in what used to be the minister's little, what do you call that room just off of?
I don't know. I'm not up on my church.
Yeah,
words.
It was the minister's office before it was a bathroom. We know it's not the cistern because the cistern's at the other side of the building. So when we figure it out, we'll let you know.
If you want to know more about what Grimm's talking about, do they have to go? Is it on Facebook anywhere, or is it only on TikTok?
I think it's on Facebook, but it is definitely on TikTok.
So look for the old church in Horton, Michigan, and there's a video of Grimm finding a trap door that goes into this unknown space below the church that lots of people have been offering ideas of what they thought it was for, and some of them are pretty interesting. But if you're interested in that, it's a good little video. It's had quite a few views and lots of folks interacting.
A lot of imaginative answers from folks at what it could potentially be.
Yeah, we have had some good answers. Okay, well, I'm feeling better today, as you can tell, and on the mend, and I hope that we will be able to join each other on Wednesday at 420ish Tarot. That's our goal. Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 420. Meet here.
Eastern.
420 Eastern. You're right, babe. All right, folks. It was so good to spend some time with you today. I hope you have a really enjoyable rest of your Labor Day weekend. I hope you get some good rest tonight. Remember, take some good deep breaths and talk to your higher selves. And withstanding, always. Stay magical.